Welcome to the Live Fully with Kratom podcast. I'm your host and ETHA co-founder, Victor. And with me today is a special guest. I think you've been on the podcast before, but it's been a long time. He is our production manager and also engaged to my mom. So soon to be, I don't know when soon to be, because it's been a while you guys have been engaged.
It's up to your mom. She doesn't,
Yeah, whenever she finally sets plans in motion. Anyway, this is production manager, Kevin. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi.
How you feeling today?
Good.
Good? Nervous at all?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be fine. We talk all the time. This is like, just imagine we're at lunch or at dinner or something. Just people are listening. All right. With us as always is Nicole.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Nicole. All right. Today, the reason why I wanted you to come on the podcast is because people have been asking us to talk about Kratom and fitness. Not only Kratom, but are there other natural supplements, botanicals that people can take to help with their fitness routine, staying in shape? And the first person I thought of was you. You've been active, most of your life. You still go to the gym every day, I believe. And yeah.
Never.
I'd even call you a gym rat probably. And anyway, I thought that you'd be a great person to share your insights, your personal story. So that's why I wanted you on the show. Okay. Let's begin. Okay, before we get into it though, normally we talk about what's the latest thing that's happening in the Kratom industry. And something just came out yesterday. I know this doesn't get released for another week or so, but this is really great news. Lately, I don't know if, I think I've talked to you about it. All the kind of, there's been just a lot of legislation and pushback on Kratom and to get Kratom banned in like Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and so on and so forth. Thankfully, most of it has been stopped. Unfortunately, in Louisiana, the ban was put in place, and the governor did not veto it. So it's going to become law, and that means that if you're in Louisiana, you're using Kratom, selling Kratom, you're a criminal now.
Jeez.
And it's horrible news. It won't get into effect until later this year. So, there's a little bit of time, but it's happening. And so now the effort is around kind of reversing the ban, going in and saying, hey, there's a better way to do it. And that's through, common sense regulation. So that's the effort that we're all doing as a people, as Kratom users. And that's what the American Kratom Association is focused on doing. But that's always so much tougher to do, is reversing law versus, stopping, these kind of nonsense bans. But good news, though, as you know, when we first started this whole thing, the FDA has been and still is constantly attacking Kratom with misinformation and demonizing our plant. But recently, an op-ed came out by the CDC commissioner, former CDC commissioner, Robert Redfield. And it was just a great, so I'll quote him. This is a great statement. So he said, in 2024, the FDA completed a single ascending dose clinical trial examining ground Kratom leaf in experienced users. The results were illuminating. Participants experienced no serious adverse events at doses up to 12 grams, with side effects limited to mild nausea and pupil constriction. Crucially, subjective drug liking scores never reached statistical significance compared to placebo, indicating low abuse potential for natural leaf. That's a bunch of words to say Kratom is safe. And he goes on to say this was surprising. This was, like he said, illuminating. And it's what we've always known. Kratom is safe and effective as long as you're using it responsibly. But even at high doses, 12 grams. I mean, when was the last time you did 12 grams in a single dose? Don't tell me like this morning.
I don't know how much I take on a regular basis. Not 12 grams, no.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe 10.
For a full day? Not as a single dose.
Full day. Full day.
Yeah. What do you think a single dose you would usually take?
2.4 grams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
About
of
3 grams max.
3 grams. Imagine taking 12 in a single dose.
That's a lot.
Multiple times a day, right?
Right.
And that's what they did. And, everyone was fine. A little nausea was the worst case. So, in other words, this is really safe. And so, that's really good news that came out. It's somebody that's, of relevance. And there's a second phase to this study, that single ascending dose study. There's a second phase that's happening. Actually, ETHA is in the process of supplying the Kratom so that the study is consistent. You can't have Kratom that's all over the place with alkaloid profiles and cleanliness issues and all that stuff. So we're actually helping out on that part. But yeah, so it's good news. So I wanted to actually throw out some good news versus we've been just talking about bad news so often the last couple months. So anyway, we'll link it in. We'll link the op-ed in the description so you guys can read it in detail. It's a good read. All right, we're gonna skip health tips because we do a section called health tips non-kratom related because we talk about kratom so much. But I think through this little chat we're about to have, I'm sure you're gonna mention other things than kratom that you use. So
Kratom 100%.
Kratom 100%? Yeah. No, I know you use other stuff. Okay, let's get into it. So I know you're a weightlifter and have been in the past. What got you into it?
Weightlifting?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So this is like, how old were you when you first went to the gym and started doing some weightlifting?
15 and a half.
15. That's a really specific time. How do you know?
Because that was my first motorcycle accident and I had to go to rehab. After that, I broke my legs and went up flying over a car. Rehab was rough, but they put me into it. They signed me up for a gym.
Okay. And you'd never gone before that?
Never.
What were you doing to stay active? Were you like playing sports?
Well, high school, yeah, I was in football, basketball, baseball. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty active, but right about 15, got my first motorcycle, and I wanted to ride a motorcycle. So,
yeah, and ride it really safely, of course.
That's a whole different. Yeah.
How many accidents have you been in?
Seven motorcycles.
Wow.
Yeah, broke my legs twice. I've got a lot of injuries stemming from that. It's like as I'm getting older, I'm 61 now, I'll be 62 in 3 months. Mm-hmm. Aches and pains you get, from then you remember the accident, so the pain's kind of like, it's still there. Mm-hmm. The joint pain that I get. And that's primarily what I took Kratom for.
Yeah. So what did you do before? So you got in that accident, 15 and a half. They put you through rehab. Mm-hmm. Did they give you any drugs or anything to help manage the pain?
I've had all kinds, but I don't like to take the opioids, the Oxycontin and everything else that they gave me. I would take probably up to maybe 14 Advil in a sitting.
Oy.
Yeah. I just a handful of Advil.
Yeah.
The pain was that bad, but it got to the point where, I'm just taking Advil and Tylenol all the time.
Yeah. Just because it became like chronic pain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they got you into the rehab program. Did you like it right off the bat? Were you like, first time, this is my jam? Or?
I did. I got hooked on it. It's like, it was great. The pump that you get from it, the feeling you get from working out, it's just like, any exercise, once you run, once you do something that's like, I would say in a sense, exhilarating. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you get that euphoria out of it. You get you feel good.
Yeah. The endorphins.
Yeah, exactly.
That, yeah.
So that got me hooked on it, and from then on, it's been that way, 7 days a week.
Wow, wow! And so you said Schwarzenegger. What's the deal with him?
I had I bought the book Arnold. He's impressive. It wanted to be like him. It's like, wow, that guy's massive. He's like
Mr. Olympian.
Exactly. So
multiple times up. How many times did he win that? I wonder.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Whew. Has anyone broken his record?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's still impressive.
Yeah. But after that, it's like looking at him and just wanted to be like that. Just working out. Every day. Mm-hmm. Way of life, diet, everything.
Yeah. Just staying healthy.
Trying to eat clean. And it's not. And I wouldn't say my diet's the best, but I try to avoid the sweets, the mayonnaise, the butter, and all that. No butter.
Really?
I just don't like butter.
Oh, I couldn't live without butter.
I'm Asian, so usually we do like butter, but that's just yeah.
You got sesame seed oil, you're fine.
That too.
I use that in all my Asian.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So you try to eat healthy. Yeah, that's important. Definitely diet and exercise, of course. How's your sleep?
Sleep is not so great.
No.
Yeah, the pain that I have, and I take recovery for that. I take sunset recovery for my workouts. I work out late at night now. Before it used to be in the morning. It's best to work out in the morning, but lately it's just been I don't have the time to do it. At the end of my day, my routine is just I work out, go to bed. It's like I'm getting older, so the aches and pains are there.
Yeah.
But as far as
have you explored like different types of supplements that you can take and all that for sleep?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done all of it, melatonin and all that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't get it's okay. I would say I have more inflammation issues. So I mean, as I'm getting older, I've got other joint pain and stuff like that. So I do take there's a couple supplements that I do take. It's Midnight Dream.
Yeah. So this is all he's talking about. ETHA products.
It's good if you don't have too much pain. The Midnight Dream it's more like it doesn't make you go to sleep, but it helps you more focus on sleep, and you get hard sleep. If anyone trying to get some sleep that don't have 8 hours of sleep, Midnight Dream.
Yeah.
6 hours of hard sleep. You wake up. You're not groggy. You're not tired. You just wake up.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Midnight Dream. I've been taking that probably for more than a year now.
You do it consistently, like every night, or
I try to do it like every other night, every night when I can. If I remember to bring it home to exactly.
It's always that. It's like, darn it, I don't have it around.
It's like got to get out of bed, got to get it, got to get water. It's like okay, but yeah.
You're not. You're just surrounded by it all the time.
Oh yeah.
But yet somehow we always forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I've been waiting.
It's like right in the bucket right next to me, and I can't even take it.
I know.
I got too many things to do.
I'm a super fan of our Slim Fit.
Oh yeah.
And I've been out of Slim Fit for like probably 6 months at home. I just keep on forgetting it. I don't know why. It's just not like maybe on Friday I finally remembered, and it is so much better. I've been really been using lately is what. You probably use some of it too.
Daybreak?
No.
Oh.
We call it our Founders Blend. In other words, it's all the Kratom that like is out of spec. The stuff that's like the wrong size, the wrong thing. Maybe it fell on the ground.
Train wreck?
Yeah, anything that's on the ground is like
multicolor.
It's like I don't even know what that is. I know it's Kratom.
That's good.
Throw it into a bucket. We'll take it. We're so like not wasteful.
Okay, I have that too.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what it is, but I know it was something at one time.
Yeah. And
it's a bag of it. It's the best.
You think my problem is it's so inconsistent, obviously. Like sometimes I take it and I'm like, I feel great.
You don't have the pain. You don't have the pain. That's the one thing. Yeah, it's not the energy, but it's the pain.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so out of it. I'm like, oh, great. I must have taken a bunch of Nightfall or something. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It could be anything. It's just a handful of whatever. And dosing is impossible.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a scale. I guess we have 1 million scales down here, but just like, that looks about right.
Yeah.
But this just shows you how safe Kratom is. You can kind of use whatever at almost whatever. At least that's my experience, and it's just varying degrees of good. Like sometimes it's like, it's a little bit good. Sometimes it's like, finally. But
it depends on how you feel too. If you're feeling great that day, a little bit goes a long ways. But if you're feeling kind of groggy, you'll take a handful.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So you mentioned that recently you're changing from working out in the evening from the morning, and morning is you think is the more optimal time to work out. Throughout your life, how has your routine changed from like when you're really, really like into working out compared to now? What has been like the big shift?
The bigger shift is I don't do heavy weights anymore.
Okay.
I haven't gone to the gym I would say in about a couple years maybe. But I go to a gym, but it's more of a
like a home gym.
There's no weights.
Okay.
I've got 2 dumbbells that I drag to the gym. They're 30-pound dumbbells, and I just walk with them to the gym. What they call a gym there. There's an exercise bike, there's an exercise station, a couple leg machines. But as far as a overall gym, it's more like a universal type. Not very practical. There's no heavy weights on there. I can probably max out on the whole thing. It's pretty light.
Okay. Is there a reason why you stopped doing all the heavy weights?
It's heavy. I don't like it. I like working out.
Wait. Cheers. We didn't even do this. There you go. Huh? Why does yours look so different than mine?
Mine is not pasteurized. I brew this. This is fresh. Got to drink it soon.
So you don't have to worry about pasteurization. So we do a
it might be
ultra high heat pasteurization process.
I'm taking a chance. But yes, it's pasteurized generally, but yeah.
So this is our refresh, obviously, and we want to make it shelf stable. That's why we pasteurize it, so you can leave it out. This was like sitting out in front of our store here, and I just grabbed one. And Kevin is being adventurous.
Exactly. This will look exactly like this until you pasteurize it, and as soon as it comes out and it cools down, it darkens.
Yeah, it does. It really does look
and
different.
And then it settles too. Then you get sediment on the bottom. But
yeah, so if you guys are using this or thinking about using, make sure to shake it. I like because this truly is made out of kratom leaves, whole leaf kratom, and so it'll settle on the bottom. So you want to give it a nice shake before you know.
And it is brewed.
It is definitely brewed. So anyway. And I like the new formula, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't really talked about it online or let everyone know, but maybe in the last month or so, we're always looking to improve. And so we try to make this even less bitter, try to use less sweetener. It's all natural sweetener.
I didn't like the taste at first when we first did it, but I love the tea.
Yeah.
The effects of the tea, you drink the tea. It's a great pre-workout. If you want a tea that's going to give you more of a pre-workout, it's like an instant, half hour later, you're in the gym working out.
Wow. Okay.
So
you're talking about like taking our tea bags or making tea
the
yourself, or you're
refresh.
talking about this or refresh.
Refresh.
Okay. All right.
If you try refresh, it's almost, it's like a pre-workout. It'll give you like an ultra focus. It'll just make you just mad focus.
Yeah.
And I would say if you're going to start your day, if you like coffee, try a refresh.
Yeah. You're anti-coffee though, huh?
I don't drink coffee. No.
Yeah. The taste.
Yeah. And then the refresh, I didn't like the refresh at first, but then I brew it, so I got to try it. So, I take it here and there. But then since we did our new formula, and we tried this with the other people too, that didn't like a lot of the people that work here do not like refresh taste.
Yeah, because it's
the bitterness.
It's really like herbally. This is like real kratom.
Right.
This is like
but now when you try it, it's like you give it to them and they go, "Oh yeah, I like it." Mm-hmm. And before it's like, "Nope." It's like, don't want to drink it.
It's harder to drink for sure. Right. But it was like you think about the benefits. You're like, "Oh, this is good for me."
I just take it. Exactly.
It reminds me of taking like
some of the extracts. The extracts that we have, the liquid extract is just like cough medicine. Just
it's hard.
Bad. Yeah,
it's really, really powerful.
But it works, so you take it, And then same with the refresh. The refresh was like that initially. Now it's like something you can just sit there and socialize with and drink.
Yeah, before I would try to just down half a bottle as fast as I can, and then like go on with my day.
Yep.
Now I enjoy just
gulp it. You can sip it now.
Yeah, this is great. You guys did a good job. Yeah. So, but don't tell people the secret, or else we won't be the only one.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's go through some of these other questions here. Good question. How does intense physical training impact your mental health, both physically and positively and negatively?
Intense training.
Yeah. How does it relate to your kind of mental health? How you feel? How you think?
Well, it definitely puts I would say I'm more confident. Being actually, the more you work out, you feel better. better shape, and then I'm sure with you as well too is when you're working out, you drop the pounds, you're in better shape, you feel better, you have more endurance, you have more energy. But
yeah, I find that it helps with like just getting through the day.
oh yeah,
Like I start off like I accomplished something, so there's this sense
Oh
of
my
like
gosh,
I did
if you-
something.
exactly.
You know? Like I feel good about my day, and then I do feel like I can like breathe better,
right.
and I'm not as sluggish throughout the whole day. I don't need as much like coffee or anything else to help me out.
Intense workout in the morning. If you can work out, if you can get up and work out at 5:30 in the morning, have a refresh, work out, it'll give you amp energy
Yeah.
to work out. And then once you do that, I think the workout combined with the refresh helps me focus, but then I also take Kratom too as well. Certain Kratom that I take in the morning.
Yeah. What do you take in the morning?
Mangda.
You do the Ming in the morning?
Mangda, yeah.
Okay.
That's my staple of just my medication, Mangda.
That's your medication.
I do have meds, and I've taken meds for quite some time. A couple years back, I started taking medication because my doctor had recommended it, and I didn't realize he's just pounded me down with medications. Take this, take that. If you don't want it, don't try. Don't take it. But I'm going to prescribe it to you. And then I had a host of just joint pain and all these other side effects that I'm realizing as I took this medicine, I didn't have this a few months ago.
Oh, interesting.
And then I'm thinking my medication, after I switched doctors, and then I had another doctor who had been in the practice for like family business, generations of doctors, not a dad that wanted his son to be a doctor. This is just multiple generations of doctors. He looked at my lab work and he asked me why I'm doing so much lab work. Why? Because he said I was generally healthy.
Yeah.
And he says, you don't need this much lab work, this many blood tests, 4 in a year to say your cholesterol and everything isn't going to go down that significantly that you would have to, test it this much. And he goes, you're not in bad shape. And I asked him, I said, what do you think about, my health? Am I okay? He goes, you're fine. And it's like, okay. So listening to him and talking to him, the certain medical group that I'm with now is they're more inclined for you to be healthy.
Good.
So and that's the staple.
Not just pushing drugs.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, hey, you feel this way, let me give you this drug. And then you look at the TV and you look at all the medications that they have and you think, oh my gosh, that looks like it's what I need. And then you realize all the
Side effects.
fatal tuberculosis,
Right.
vomiting, diarrhea,
anal-
just to get rid of a little pain that you're going to have all these, other side effects. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So doing that and taking Kratom, working out hard in the morning, it's more of it's a good mental mindset too as well, because it helps. I mean, coffee helps you out working out,
Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then you take refresh and you work out. It's a mindset that helps you. You feel better. Then when you work out, you work your butt off. You're getting ready for work. You just took care of your business.
Yeah.
In the morning, and you feel great. You're all amped up. You worked out. You're ready to go, and you just feel ready to tackle the day. And if you've ever worked out and you worked out hard, and you get the blood pumping and you get everything going, you feel great.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not groggy. You're not dragging your feet around all day long. It's like you just ready to go.
Man, I feel like I need to go to the gym right now.
Yeah, and then when you get done
he's got me motivated.
get done at the end of the day, it's like you already worked out. It's not like you get home and it's like, oh, I got to work out now. It's like, you did it. You got through your day.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So yeah,
that's definitely that's what I've been trying to do is Enzo and I working out in the morning.
I have a 5:30 appointment if you want.
Yeah, right. Let's go.
Let's partner.
Yeah,
let's do that. We'll do it. We'll do another podcast. We'll get on the 60-day pact, and
you want to do that?
I'll drag you out at 5:30 in the morning. We'll do that.
5:30.
Whatever time.
Okay.
The morning.
All right. We'll figure this out.
Yes.
All right. We'll come back with 30 days. Let's do 30 days.
Okay.
30-day challenge.
We'll make a pact. We'll do the powder protein. We'll do the Kratom. We'll be consistent.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys.
We'll do it before and after too.
Yeah. Then we can compare guns after this. Who has the bigger guns?
You got bigger arms than I'm not in shape.
Please.
I'm like,
Please.
make a bicep.
And I was. Right. Okay. A couple more questions I want to ask you. Let's see. I wrote these down. I knew I'd forget. Okay. Other supplements. I know we talked a lot about Kratom. There's all these things. Here, these are actually our top three. We have a workout, a recovery, and a Slim Fit. The difference with Slim Fit is that we added matcha, and matcha helps with metabolism, helps with focus. You end up just burning more calories through your workout, and you can breathe better with a matcha extract. So we add that into our workout formula, and that's my favorite. Those are, and we call it Slim Fit because it helps burn fat, and so helps you to stay slimmer. Anyway, those are our top three. But besides that and refresh, you talked about what are other things that you take? Other supplements? You take protein or do anything like that?
I do protein.
Okay, every morning.
Generally in the evening.
In the evening. Yeah. Okay. What do you do?
Whey protein.
Whey protein.
Whey protein, and then I also mix that with the casein protein as well.
Okay. What's the difference?
Casein's more. Whey is more animal protein. Casein is more vegetable. Vegan. Vegan protein.
So what do you do two instead of just doubling up on the one? You like mixing it up, or what's theirs?
Yeah.
Why not? Right.
Taste. Yeah.
Okay.
Casein's lighter. Whey's heavier. It depends. Yeah.
How much? How many grams or?
I just do a scoop.
Just a scoop.
Yeah.
Whatever they tell you.
At my age, I don't need a lot of protein. I'm trying to I don't know if I'm trying to lose weight or gain weight. It's just routine to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a good routine to have. A really good habit. Was there ever a time? Anything else you take, by the way, besides protein? Do you do like a pre-workout or post-workout supplement?
I do. If I'm working out in the morning, sometimes I take mints.
Or Kratom mints.
Yeah.
Back to Kratom again. Yeah.
Kratom mints, and it's like the mints are good. They're a little on the pricey side, but the mints are good. If you're working out in the morning, I do a mint.
Yeah.
If I have good energy, I get good sleep. I'll just do the Mangda all day long. But it's kind of like a pre-workout. If you want to do a pre-workout, take a mint before you work out. That will get you just laser focused.
Yeah.
Mint's like almost instantaneous. It's sublingual. So, you take the mint and, 20 minutes later, you're ready to go.
So you're saying if you wake up in the morning and you just aren't feeling it, like you don't want to do a workout, you're just like, this is going to be tough to even start. Pop a mint, create a mint, and it'll get you motivated, ready to go. Okay. So that's when you do it. So that'd be like every day for me. No. It's, I don't think I've ever tried, maybe once or twice I've tried the mints before a workout. I've definitely done the refresh. I might have to give that a go next time.
And then there's also Tonkat Elite too.
Tonkat Elite, okay. That's a regular, you do it every day?
When I have it, yes. Yeah.
Whenever you remember. And you have it available.
Yeah.
So Tonkat? Tonkat is Tonkat Ali, or it is our ETHA Revitalize, is what we call it. And it's made purely out of Tonkat. And it's a nice supplement that you take regularly, and it helps to restore your natural hormone levels. So as males, we lose roughly about 1% of our testosterone after the age of 30. And so this kind of brings you back and helps you get your testosterone level elevated without like injecting artificial testosterone in your system. And I take it every day. At least I try to remember, just like you, I try to remember to take it every day. And I've definitely noticed a big difference. Just feel better, more energy, more like, just feel revitalized, hence the name. So that's what you do. How much do you do a day? I think you do a lot more than I do.
8 tablets.
8 tablets.
I started with 2, but I progressed to 8 because I figured
more is more.
Nothing succeeds like excess.
That's right. I do 3. That's
I built up to it.
over time. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it would start out at 2 and then eventually work up to about 8.
Is that going to be your dose, or are you going to keep on increasing?
No, that's my dose. I'm not going to increase past that. I think that there's a point to where your body just doesn't, it wwon't respond to it, to a point where
There's a limit.
you take 8. Yeah, you take 8, and it's like that's about enough to the point where you need to. Even sometimes the Kratom, when you take it, just to take a break from it. You know, you've been doing it for 2 months straight. Take a week off. You know. Yeah. Or even a day or two makes a big difference too. Sometimes,
yeah,
you know, with aches and pains, and we get this all the time. We're going on a hike.
Yeah,
I got an ankle pain. I hurt. I take Kratom, and it's like half hour later, I'm okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, this weekend we're doing Adventures in the Mountains, Big Bear.
Oh, great!
We're gonna be on quads, and or not a quad. What are we doing?
We're gonna be in one cart.
A razor.
Everybody's going to be in the same car, and it's like, who's driving?
That's what I want to know. Last time I was in something like that with Edward, my brother, he crashed.
Great, that's my concern.
So
who's
he's
driving?
not driving.
Yeah, and then I got back into it. I don't know why I got back into the vehicle again with him still driving, and we drove, and we were a family reunion, and it's on this big farm. And everyone's just hanging out on the farm. We went out into the woods and we're handing back. He like floors it to go towards the crowd and then cuts the wheel to do like this power slide. I literally go flying out because, you know, who needs seatbelts? He literally launched me out into our group of friends and family.
Don't they have seatbelts?
Well, you know, those are optional. There's no requirement. But I'll tell you this though. I did the coolest ninja roll. I land and I did a little roll, and I got back up, and everyone thought it was like we all like did that on purpose. Like this was a thing. I was so pissed at him. Seatbelts. I can't believe I didn't break my neck on this whole thing.
And he's not driving.
Exactly. So I'm saying either you or me. Let Enzo drive. He's 14, right? It's good enough.
I thought about that too. Yeah.
When they're not if they're not watching us.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our problem. Whenever we get together, rules out the window, then it becomes a challenge.
We forget how old we really are.
And, someone always gets hurt every single time. Okay, let's scroll. Is there other questions here? Well, I like this one. Actually, go back up a little bit. What are some of the biggest myths you think young lifters or gym goers believe? Are there any myths that you want to dispel right now? I should have given you these questions ahead of time.
Myths. No, I just stick to it. You know, working out's not easy. You got to be disciplined. But I think once you get, stuck into it, it becomes just, you're going to have a hard time with it because it's more of a, kind of like a diet. It's something that's not routine. So, you're kind of used to a routine. If you don't work out a lot, you kind of get used to that routine where, sometimes you feel the weight and you go, oh, this is painful, but when you
embrace the suffering is what I tell people.
We'll get through it.
David Goggins, just embrace the suffering.
Go through it 1 week, you'll get hooked on it. Mm-hmm. You'll get pumped like you wouldn't to no end.
Yeah. Were you ever like a professional weightlifter or bodybuilder?
I did.
Any competitions?
Yes, I did one. Yeah, I did one show. A natural bodybuilding show back in the 90, I want to say it was 93 or 94. WBF, World Bodybuilding Federation, the Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He hosted one. He wanted to do a natural show that was drug tested. And it's kind of like, if you see a bodybuilding show, it's like a freak show. But when you see this show and it was natural and it was tested, you can just see who did their homework and who didn't. Who put the discipline in and who didn't. And, if you go to these shows, there's sometimes, 100, 150 people and they do, preliminaries and one day, and then you go into the semifinals the next before you get to the finals. So, it's a process. I did that show and there wasn't too many people, but, yeah.
How'd you do?
Well, that's I did the show. I took, as I told my friends, I placed third.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people were there? 3. So you placed last. No,
Third.
I placed 3rd.
You were 3rd. Let's always edit that. Let's MJ edit that part out. He just was 3rd.
I lost to somebody that was about a foot shorter than me.
Yes, the
And
short guy.
He
wins.
climbed on a podium to get the height advantage. It's like I couldn't believe this guy was doing this, and it's more like he had more of a stage presence. So he got the audience going. People knew who he was, and local guy. Oh yeah,
rigged.
Yeah,
cheated. Did you do any other sports?
I did.
I know you said that when you were a teenager you did football and all that, but
yeah,
in your 20s, 30s onward.
At college, I played some football, but yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Last question for you. You're 61, turning 62 soonish. What's your advice for anybody that's 60 onward and is wanting to get into shape and focus on their wellness?
I don't think it's never a bad time to start. And really too, it's like at my age too, I'm looking at a lot of friends that are passing away or that are having pain and health issues. And, and I won't say for myself, and I don't take medication anymore. I lean more, and it's going to sound like, you're just saying this for the show, but Kratom, and I'm not going to say quit medication, but you know what? Challenge yourself. Try to, instead of looking to the medication like I did, look at it as, the doctor's not going to tell you this, but, try to be healthy. What am I doing wrong? Why do I have this? And you look at, if you look at TV and you see all these medications that give you to solve this and solve that, you got to also think, well, it could be a health issue. It could be a vitamin deficiency. There's a lot of issues. Women in general lack iron, or they're anemic, and that's really common. They go through a bleeding cycle, so they lose a lot of blood. Yeah. So and it's something that with anybody else too. Your vitamins and you're deficient. If you're not eating a lot, you don't say take more than 2,000 calories a day, which is the recommended daily allowance to get your full vitamins and minerals. That doesn't mean that you're taking the specific ones, but if you're eating less than 2,000 calories a day, which a lot of women or a lot of people don't eat enough, you can't get your vitamins and minerals. Challenge yourself. Make sure you're healthy. Grab a vitamin. Grab vitamins, minerals. Don't quit your medication, but challenge yourself and just try to be as healthy as you can be. And that's where I look at Kratom. It's like got antioxidants in it, and other. It's a botanical
inflammation.
Yeah, it's like challenge yourself. Take it, try it. And then try to live a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, make sure you're eating right.
Yeah,
look at your diet. Diet's so critical. Look at your exercise. Exercise. Yeah. It's the cheat code of life. It is. If you just stay physically active, it's so good for you. And then rest. I know rest is always a struggle for both you and I.
Rest is a big plus. Rest is probably the key right there. If you're not getting enough rest, it's just like if you've been up for not couple of days, but if you've been up, all day long, it's like, how your body just gets shut down after that,
Yeah, and the mental fatigue too. Exactly. I feel like I can't do my job when I don't sleep right for a couple nights in a row.
We're going to work out.
I know. We're going to take this company and make it the number one Kratom company in the world. Yeah. And then of course, if you need medications, use it, I like your approach. I think that's word to the wise. Like they're important, but try to solve other parts of your life.
Don't rely on a doctor to tell you you're healthy. He's not a nutritionalist.
That's the other side of it. Yeah.
He goes to school for medical. Sew you up, give you a pill for this. He doesn't look at, well, what does this nutrition do for you?
Yeah.
How much protein do I need? How many carbohydrates? There's a lot of factors involved with that too.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is I try to look at with dieting, I try to cut out like a lot of the processed foods. Because if you look at all the chemicals in there, it's like there's a lot of stuff in there. You have European countries that just almost eliminate the stuff that they put in there, as far as, the preservatives, they
dyes
cover
and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they eat healthier that way. They're healthier out there, and
you were recently out in Europe. What I noticed is when I travel, I'm taking in probably more calories.
Eating more.
But
and losing weight.
Yeah, I'm losing
weight. You feel
weight.
better. You feel better.
Right? I don't
you wake
feel
up better. You go, I feel good.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I eat like so much bread typically, or carbs, but it's just a different quality.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, there's ways you can do it while you're in the U.S. You just got to be a little bit more diligent at finding
cook
the right
your food.
foods.
Just cook your food.
And cook your food.
Yeah. Salt it here and there, but you know what? It's like all the preservatives that we put in there. We put there's a lot of ethylene glycol in there, which isn't good for you.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's a staple of a preservative that they put in a lot of foods.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of just bad trends, zero fat, but then they throw a ton of sugar in there.
Right.
Or, some sort of artificial sweetener. There's just bad stuff. But yeah.
Or the preservatives, it's like the thing that with that is they want shelf life. But then what does it do to your body?
Yeah, right. You don't need that way. All right. Anything else you want to share? Any more bits of wisdom? I thought that was really helpful.
Just, challenge you to work out,
Yeah.
Work out in the morning. Put that first in your, even if it's something that's my dad taught me this. He was 25 years in the Marine Corps. He always made me make my bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why do I have to make my bed? Because when you do that, you accomplish something in the morning. Sure. Regardless of what you do, you accomplish making your bed.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of where it starts. So the workout challenge we have will be 30 days.
Starting Sunday.
$5 a day, $150.
Wait, what? Now you're adding money into this thing?
So here's the deal.
Okay.
We're going to make a commitment.
All right.
We're going to put in 30 days.
Okay.
And $5 a day, $150. But it's no charge to you. If you miss a day, you owe me $5.
Okay.
Or if I miss a day, I owe you $5.
We should.
So it's free. If we make that commitment, 30 days.
It's all good.
If not.
All right. Yeah, I did this with Nicole. It did not end well. we both just ended up like, ask her to just put $5.
It just never even started.
Yeah.
No. That's not going to work out. I'm going to drag your butt out of bed.
Can we just start and do one in the warehouse every morning? I join in on that.
Oh, that's interesting. Like doing it like at around 9 a.m. or something, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Do a little workout thing.
Yeah.
We could. There's nothing that says we can't. We are the owners of this company, so we can do as we say or do as we want.
We can do that too. I gotta
bring some weights, bring some stuff here.
Can bring weights, but I got
we have
routine that would kill us, but that'd be great.
Yeah, kill me.
It's called plyometrics.
Plyometrics.
I'm so into it.
Burpees, Supermans.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we do too.
That's great.
That's all Enzo and I do primarily. Anyway, okay. Sorry guys, we'll wrap this up. We'll report back this 30-day challenge and let you guys know how it played out.
We'll have to iron out the details on it, and then we'll.
Yeah, we got this.
Awesome.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the show at all, you learned anything, please support us by shopping for all your Kratom needs at ETHAnaturals.com or ETHAKratom.com. Thanks to Kevin here for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us and pass on some words of wisdom. So thank you for that. And today's topic was brought to us by you guys. So you guys asked us to do a fitness episode, and so we did. Hopefully it answered the questions that you guys want. If not, let us know. Let us know what we can cover on a future episode. You can write at podcast@ETHAnaturals.com or just comment on any of the platforms that we're hosting our podcasts. Since we're talking about fitness, I thought it's appropriate. Let's make this week's discount be for our fitness products. So for this week, it's 25% off all our fitness products. The code will be GymRat25.
Nice.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Victor.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nicole.
And as always,
live fully.